Hello everyone, this is Mark Flopsy Shepherd once again, and welcome back to NeoLemmix Introduction Pack 2020 edition by Ico2Lot. In the previous video, we did the first 5 levels of Basic Training 2, and now we're going to carry on with this rank. Sorry, I didn't even look at that little extra help. 40 lemmings, 40 to be saved. Most constructive and destructive skills like platforms and bashes can be interrupted with a jumper to the busy lemming. The jumper can also be used to give an extra height and width boost to a glider. He will start gliding at the top of the jumper arc in this case. Let's see if you can handle this. Okay. Let's see if I can grasp what he's trying to get at. Okay, maybe a good idea would be to stop the jumper just as he's getting to the point where the lemmings will actually land on this platform instead. Let's see, we're trying to get to this unlock button up here, so we need to run a obstacle course to do so. So now we're going to do that glider trick where we jump into the glider, and now the climber needs to be immediately assigned, otherwise he's going to go back and fall in the water. Oh yeah, the jumping while climbing trick. I actually had to think about that one for a bit then. Okay, I thought he was going to jump off the level if I did it from the top then. Oh, he's going to climb that, that's fine. And then we make him jump out of that. That's a very nifty trick, I think. I'm actually very happy that that climber trick's been introduced, and the one I learnt with the jumping into shimmying as well. I'm very happy with that one too. Okay, Basic Training 2 Level 7, counterclockwise. 22 lemmings, 22 to be saved. Nice to see this tile set again after all this time as well. There's no advice this time. Guess it's just carry on with the logic we have been doing. Okay, there doesn't seem to be... Alright, we've got to interrupt a lemming with a jumper. So we're now going to get a glider, which we'll have to jump before we use. Really hammering this using the jumper stuff in, aren't you? Okay, that doesn't make much sense why that's not working. Is there a shimmy job? No, it's not high. It's not high enough to be a shimmy. It's gonna have to be the. It's gonna have to be the platformer then. It's a shame because it just seems like such a waste. Okay. It's very strange. Maybe this is a shimmy job, isn't it? Yeah. And then when he falls out of it, he'll glide to the end. And now we assign the climber. And then we jump into the one-way field. And then we jump out. Oh, then we jump again because at a decent. And then we jump again, and then we bash. What? That's a massive trigger area. Stop it. No. Got the wrong skill selected now. Okay, quite a tricky one there. That was quite tricky. Really had to think about what you were doing there. It was very hard not to use the platformer, but it turned out that was the right thing to do in the end. Okay, another Lemmings Plus tile set. Bit of a string of them at the moment. Infinity, basic training 2, level 8. 3 lemmings free to be saved. Teleporters keep all attributes of a teleported lemming, and that includes the distance he already fell. Oh yeah, I learned these in Strato Incendus' level packs. If you play any of his level packs, he takes these to the utter extreme. So if he fell a deadly distance into a teleporter, he will still be in peril after the teleportation. Also, teleporters can change the direction a lemming is facing, which is indicated by a flipped teleporter graphic. The flipped in and out writing is usually the best sign here. Okay, so that's a flipped teleporter. Okay, so where does that teleporter go to? Okay, so that means they'll just be infinitely falling. Those guys will, until we bail them out with a interesting level. So those guys are going to carry on falling. And because they entered the teleporter to the left, they'll be facing right when they come out. So these guys are facing right now. And we need to make sure this lemming doesn't turn around as well. That's pretty key, I guess. So we're using a stacker here to fill the wall in. And then so we can climb up and get the pick up skills. So what's going to happen now is we're going to platform across here so these lemmings can land. And whoever gets here first is going to bash out the stacker. And the important thing is when you're assigning a walker is you've got to make sure he stops shrugging and starts walking before you assign the walker. Because otherwise all the walker's going to do is stop shrugging. Or the animation he is doing. So make sure he's walking before you assign that walker. Okay, Plat Stop, basic training 2, level 9, and it's another Lemmings Plus tile set. So 5 lemmings, 5 to be saved. If you have a builder lemming and a second lemming starts the platform at the current edge of the bridge, the platform will stop and turn after 1 brick. That's because the builder places his next brick on top of the platform's brick, causing the latter to bump against it. Let's see if you can understand that. Okay, so I'll just put it into practice, basically. So basically what he's saying is if you use a platformer here, the next builder brick will actually make him turn around. And you actually need to use this technique 3 times here because he gives just enough skills. And actually that platform actually completed the job as well. It's also something handy to know. You could actually make the platformer effectively finish the job before the builder could. Platforms are faster than builders after all. So okay, so a couple of quickies at the moment. Now we've gone back to Lemmings 2 tile sets, so there's no more, oh for God's sake, it looks like we've got a string of teleporters over here. Stick the landing, basic training 2, level 10. 3 lemmings, free to be saved. So this is just a continuation of level 2 levels ago, basically. And we're just taking what we used in the previous level to turn them around. Is there any traps here? No, there isn't. But there's an updraft here, which is useful to know. Because we'll need to mitigate the splat height. Okay, I can see how this is done. So he's going to go back into the teleporter now. And as you can see, look, the teleporters are basically strung to one another. And they're just going to fall through them and eventually come out here. Oh, I need to do a bit of stretching there, actually. Maybe that's not intentional. So we're going to dig here, right under the teleporter trigger, because the updraft will stop the... Well, they made it through there quite quickly. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting, L2 space teleporters are actually very fast on this game. So some very nice level there. So it was quite quick again. So we're getting through quite levels quite quickly at the moment, and we've only been going about 11 minutes. Okay. Steps and pixels. Basic training 2, level 11. Lemmings can step upwards up to 6 pixels at once. If they encounter a 7 pixel high wall, they will turn around. Raising 4 to 6 pixel high walls with constructive skills could be an easy blocker substitute. You also may have noticed before that lemmings can step through thin ceilings. This happens if there is a free space in the pixel column before them on the higher level. Lemmings also fall through terrain that is only diagonally connected. Let's say on a checkerboard they would fall down in between the diagonally oriented squares. That's a good way of explaining it. Okay, so through that logic, they would climb all of these walls here. They'd climb that one because it's 6 pixels. A good rule of thumb is if the crosshair is the same height as or bigger than the climb, the crosshair is bigger than it, i.e., then it's going to be too high. So a good thing to do is use a builder to make it unclimbable, because all these are climbable. But that unfortunately means that this lemming is doomed now, and he's going to die off the side of the screen here. So these lemmings are going to keep traversing these gaps here. They're all climbable because they're all 6 pixels high. But when we need them to turn around, we just use a builder. That just seems to be the trick in this level. Look at this lemming survives and rejoins the group. Okay, so we need a builder here to traverse this one because this one's not high and this one's too high. They're all fine. They'll walk back down that gap, luckily. Okay, so before he dies, just make him lay a brick down. But luckily, unfortunately, that he turned around, but the other lemming died, unfortunately. Okay, so again, we can make that lemming rejoin the crowd. Okay, so this is a bit of an advanced technique required here. maybe the best technique of all is probably just maybe the best technique here actually is to just make the climb unclimbable for a bit, and then let this lemming sort it all out, and then when he's ready we can free the rest of the crowd. That's probably the more sensible way of doing it, rather than what I was going to do is I was going to just keep making lemmings make builders on top of each other, but that is a very expensive technique because it requires at least 7 builders to make work. Okay, I think that's it now. We can actually get the crowd out now. That was a nice level there. That was a really good level showcasing the technique of what lemmings can climb and what they can't climb. And it was a bit of thinking required at the end there. Okay, I think we've got time for one more. Step blocked, basic training 2, level 12. 50 lemmings, 50 to be saved. The denying of stepping up is most effective when not only raising a small wall, but also creating a small ceiling in the process. Builders are great for this. Try building away from the stairs in this level while starting the builder in the right place to create the effect stated above. You'll be rewarded with a much needed single worker lemming. Oh, okay. I didn't actually realise there was actually a flaw there. I think what he means is if we place the builder here, notice how the lemmings won't climb up after them now because he's effectively created a ceiling there. It's another good technique to show off though. To be honest, Ico2lot's done a good job of showcasing all these skills. It's probably a nice, it's probably a great introduction to basically get people up to speed. It's like a degree course in NeoLemmix basically. It's nice to not have jumper levels for a while anyway, because there was too many jumper levels in the early ranks, I thought. Okay. Getting a bit too trigger happy there. Okay, so we've got to do that trick again where we make a fake ceiling. I'm not sure how to proceed with this bit. I've done anything else right. Oh, I see what has to be done. That's a very, very smart technique there. It's very hard to spot, that is, because now the lemmings can't climb up that. That can be quite a head scratcher, that one can. And it works, as you can see. They turn around and go towards the exit. Okay, so that's probably a good level to finish the video on. So I'm going to leave it there and come back in the next video and carry on with the basic training 2 rank. So thanks a lot for watching, and I shall see you next time.